Hello everyone, welcome to this video, and F2, F3 and F1 finally returned after nearly 3-4 months out. We were back, and it was back with an absolute bang in Bahrain. Well, for F2 and F3, F1 maybe not so much, as Dutch national anthem, very, very scheduled programming. But for F2 and F3, it was a great weekend. I very much enjoyed watching all that. Starting off on the Friday. So in F3 qualifying, it was a bit mental, but nothing really happened in the first 10 minutes. And it was looking pretty dead on that Luke Brown would get pole. Until the Swedish driver Daniel Beganovic, my Ferrari legend, finally pulled out the bag with P1, beating Browning by a tenth of a second, and then the title favourite Gabriele Mini came in front. Then it was the three Tridents, back to back to back, which was expected, but Fornaroli not as high up as I expected. Trumans obviously there. Christian Mansell, surprisingly high up in 8th. Arvid Lindblad. Max Esterson somehow in the top 10. Don't know how that's happened. And then there was an ART reverse front row lockout. I'm not too sure how that's happened, but it did. Alex Dunn was very close to getting reverse grid pole, which I would have been very happy with, but that's the way it goes. And there's a few surprises in there, though. A few big surprises not getting in the top 10, but F3 qualifying was mad. F2 qualifying was pretty chaotic as well. As the pole setter, it changed a lot, and Virtuosi decided, Invicta now, they've changed their names, but they decided to run in the gap. A very risky strategy, but it paid off. It paid off a lot, as they got a front row lockout. Their first one in quite some time. Maybe the first one even ever in F2. But then, Kushmani, the Indian driver who got pole position, was disqualified for a technical infringement, which left the rookie Gabriel Bortolesso on pole position, followed by Red Bull Junior Isaac Hadjar with Zane Maloney in third, and then Dennis Hauger in fourth, and then Super Formula champion Miata, Zach O'Sullivan, then Enzo Fittipaldi, which was out of a surprise, rookie of the year last season, Victor Martins. Then big shock was Taylor Barnard getting P9 for PHM, which nobody saw coming, and then finally Jack Crawford got reverse grid pole for the sprint race on the Saturday. It was a very interesting. I think it was a very interesting grid, and it could lead to a bit of a shock winner. The F3 sprint race was pretty chaotic, as from the start it was a very big battle between the top two, the two ART teammates, Nikola Tosolov, of course, the second year, and then the rookie, Lons van Hopen. I pray I got that right, otherwise I've just offended practically quite a lot of people. But yeah, I do think Tosolov will be kicking himself. There was a chance to get his first F2 win, completely threw it away. Still got a really good result though. It was still a really good result for him. But in the end, Arvid Lindblad, the 16-year-old, became the second youngest F3 winner of all time. At just 16 years old, which makes me feel old because I'm 19 and he is 3 years younger than me and winning races in Formula 3. Great. Following Lindblad home was Van Hoppen, who got second, Leonardo Fornaroli, who got third, Tosolov got fourth, and completing the top five was Tim Tranmere, who got P5. And the F2 sprint race was, once again, there was chaos in it, but it was not so much crashes or incidents. It was just really good battling. It was a really good race to watch, and with some ridiculous overtakes and strategy involved as well, which wasn't really a thing in sprint races. You saw quite a lot, but it was with some people won't be on the hards, some on the softs. So in the end, there was the softs degrading, and then the ones on the hards coming back through the field. So it was an interesting race to watch. But Zane Maloney, who pulled off a ridiculous move on Enzo Fittipaldi, won his first F2 race, with Jack Crawford coming in second and Pepe Marti beating out Isaac Hadjar to get on the podium. Very interesting that he beat his own teammate. Fifth was Paul Aaron. Very strong performance from Paul. I cannot lie, it was a very good performance. He just about beat Gabriel Bortoleto, who finished in sixth. Seventh was Zach O'Sullivan on debut points, and then eighth was Dennis Hauger, who was very disappointing the whole weekend. I cannot lie, he's been below standard. I think that is how to describe Dennis. While all that was going on in Formula 2 and Formula 3, there was the F1 qualifying, which was quite. It was an average session. Obviously, Verstappen got pole position very comfortably. Leclerc, he done well, Charles, but he kind of botched pole. He should have got pole. He done very well, but it was just not by enough. Obviously, then with Carlos Sainz, also then done very well. George Russell getting onto the second row, very good job of him. Perez, man, I want to act surprised, but let's be honest, he's just not at the moment. I think Albon done pretty good. I think Stake are an absolute joke still, because them lot, they have so much potential. That car is really good, but they have so much potential, but they don't have ambition. They just need to upgrade on the drivers, because realistically, that lineup, they're going to go absolutely nowhere. They're going nowhere fast with it. Because getting 12 points a season just isn't good enough. Simple. On the Saturday, Luke Browning won the F3 feature race very comfortably. He was in control of the whole race and deserved the win. He deserved it. He won it from Christian Mansell, who was in second. Another podium for Christian. He is one of those dependable drivers at this point. And then Tim Tradmitz on his F2, not on his F3, sorry about that, debut for MP was pretty good, pretty solid. And that was the top three. Unfortunately for Dino, who was on pole, he stalled on the line, or almost stalled, almost went into anti-stall. So we got away fine, and the car just stopped accelerating. And that really ruined this race. He tried to make a good comeback, get him all the way back up to P13, but it wasn't enough for any points. And another notable fact was Alex Dunn getting points on debut, which I was very pleased about. After the free feature race, there was the what I would like to call the what the fuck Grand Prix, because F2 feature race in Bahrain, oh my, there's no words to describe. All right, because at the start, Bortoleto decided he had enough of the clean racing and just taking Hadjar out of the race, who also got collected by Fittipaldi. Behrman decided that his car decided just not to get off the line and just stalled. So he had to be pushed into the pit lane. I was lucky not to be put a lap down. Well, Maloney went from third to first, going for the double, it seemed. And then the race calmed down a bit until around lap 12, where Ivar decided his engine just died in the pit lane during the pit stop. That is the most gut-wrenching feeling to watch that. And then barely a lap or two later, Victor Martin's engine died, bringing out the safety car, which was a real boost for some people, as that brung the likes of Marty and Zach O'Sullivan into the race. And because Maloney bust away at this point by about 7 seconds, and so now he had Zach right behind him, with Marty also behind him, but Zach had the softs on, and Maloney had the hards on. Game on, but Maloney was just unbeatable. Pulled out a 2 second gap almost immediately and just kept on edging the forwards. Well, all that happened. There was a very lack of talking about the premiers, Behrman and Antonelli, who qualified 17th and 18th. They were fighting their way through the field, and Behrman shot his tyres. He was up in about 8th or 9th by the time the safety car came out, but just kept falling down and ended up 15th. Well, Bortoletto with that 5 second time penalty, and Maine with his qualification, they were fighting for the field, getting past the MPs. Franco Colapinto had a really good race as well. There was a lot of really strong performers. Paul Aaron as well. But ended up with Maloney winning his first F2 feature race and doing the first race of the season. The first person to do it since Lewis Hamilton in 2006. It was an amazing performance by Maloney. Second, obviously, was Pepe Marti, and third came Paul Aaron with a very strong performance in the high tech. Fourth was Zach O'Sullivan, just dropped off at the end. And fifth with the comeback driver was Gabriel Bortoletto, who finished less than a tenth behind Zach O'Sullivan, really close in the end. Franco Colapinto, Kushmani, Dennis Hauger, Miata getting points, along with Antonelli. It was a really chaotic race, and I probably didn't even cover even half. And in the final piece of news from the weekend, the Formula 1 Grand Prix happened on a Saturday. And it was a pretty dull affair, if we're going to be honest. With Verstappen obviously won. Perez done a really good fight back from fifth to get into second. Sainz outdid his teammate, who had a lot of brake issues. Lewis Hamilton had a couple battery issues, and his seat came loose, which was a very big concern. There was a crash at the start involving Bottas and Nico Hulkenberg. They had a lot of issues for the race. Bottas had a 50-second pit stop. Logan Sargent had a few issues with his steering wheel. I think it was an electrical issue. I think it was. Then, of course, there was a pretty good battle going on between the two V carbs. Ended with some team orders given to Tsunoda, who took that very poorly. I don't blame him, but still his reaction was a bit over the top. He's not going to get promoted to Red Bull with an attitude like that. Just plain and simple. The race ended with Verstappen winning by 22 seconds from Sainz, Leclerc, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, and finally Lance Stroll in the final point scoring position. Alright, that is all for this week's video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did watching the whole weekend. It was very entertaining. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe, like the video, of course, share with a friend, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. See you next week in Jeddah. Bye bye.